WSB.
It's the Car Guy Show with Shelley Winter and Kevin Deutsch. Kevin Deutsch is the general manager of Butler Lexus South Atlanta, and he takes all of your automotive questions at 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Let's go to George. Hey, George. George? Hey, George.
Yeah, it's George Andrews.
Oh, hey, George Andrews. How are you, sir? Kevin, George Andrews is the retired former president of Citizens Trust, correct?
Ah, fantastic. Hey, George, what's your question?
Well, my question is 18 Tahoe, and just had the transmission rebuilt. The transmission is doing great, but after about a couple of weeks of driving it, it starts skipping, and I lose my cruise control. I take it back. The RPM goes up just before it starts skipping, and then I take it back. They fix it. Works good for another few weeks, and then it messes up again. Now, the transmission person said that that's a default with the manufacturer, and they've had problems with this, but he's been real nice, and he tries to fix it each time, but I'm just wondering what the problem is.
George, you did not take this to the dealership to be done. This is a third part. This is a independent contractor, independent dealership.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what you're going to find is quite often they take shortcuts when they're rebuilding these transmissions. And if they don't go in and replace the bushings at the same time, there's these little bushings can become egg-shaped. And I've seen this over the years lots and lots of times. And normally that's going to be the issue. Or occasionally when they redid the transmission, there could be a valve body issue, which it's like the brain of the transmission. Don't know if they replaced the springs and the other parts in there also. So I would start with the bushings, and you may have to take it to a dealership and have somebody crack it open. And
Kevin?
But it sounds like a rebuild issue to me, not a manufacturer's. And the reason why is the same transmission before you took it to them didn't have the same problem.
That's right. That's right.
You know, I beg people to please go to, in this.
Kevin?
In most cases,
Kevin, you dropped out. Kevin, you dropped out. Can you repeat what you just said?
Yeah, I really beg people to go to the Ford dealership with a newer car like that and let the experts do it, not because of any other reason. It's not like a transmission is brain surgery. But if you have a problem, they're going to back it up and they're going to fix it right.
All right.
With an independent, it's not the same.
So he would take it to a Chevy dealership, obviously, right, Kevin?
Right. In this case, whatever manufacturer it is.
All right, George. Good. Thanks for calling, George.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you, Shelley, and we'll be talking later.
Yes, sir. George used to be the president of Citizens Trust Bank, Kevin. Let's go to Tony. Go ahead, Tony.
Hey, I've got a 2008 Honda Accord Coupe that the seatbelt light stays on. Is that a concern?
Well, it's not really a concern. There's a couple of things. Is those things have a pendulum that locks you in case of an accident, so it's not like the seatbelt's going to fail. But there's probably one of three things going on. The first one is it's an '08, so you're talking about a 16, 17, 18-year-old vehicle. So it's probably got a dirty buckle switch. Dirt or spilled drinks or just gunk up inside that electrical contact can make it not read. So you can clean that out. Q-tip with some alcohol or something on there that'll get that done. You can Google that or YouTube it and it'll show how to do it. There could also be a loose wire in that harness on the connector, which it's probably not. And then the third thing could be an occupancy sensor. And that would be the last thing I would check. But it's probably just got some dirt and some gunk, and the contacts aren't really getting connected. That's all.
Is that an expensive fix, Kevin, on a Honda?
No, it's he can do it himself. Well,
Okay.
he could start with just a small amount of WD-40 into the buckle, and then keep putting it in and out and in and out and in and out and see if that works.
Gotcha.
If that works, you're all good.
Okay, thank you.
And then also if that doesn't work, you may want to check under the seat. I'm trying to remember. There should be a yellow and a blue plug under the front seat. Unplug them with the car off, and then firmly reconnect them and see if that helps. Those are your two easiest fixes that you can do yourself.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Tony, for your call. Kevin, Ricky, I think it's Ricky called in. Rick from Douglasville, I apologize. 2014 Ford Expedition. He wants to convert his headlights to LED. We get this question periodically. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, the conversion is pretty much plug and play on a Expedition. I think it's God, what is it? It's I think it's H13 bulbs, H13, commonly called 9008 bulbs for the headlights, and then you also have to change out the tail and brake lights to 3157s, and it's just plug and play. But when you go to assess the headlight housing on an Expedition, it can be really tight. So find someone with small hands to help do that plug and unplug.
And it's pretty easy to do, just to plug it in.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
Let's go to Lou in Decatur. Hey, Lou, thanks for listening to the Car Guys. Hold on, Lou. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Those are the numbers to call to ask any of your automotive questions to Kevin Deutsch of General Manager of Butler Lexus. Go ahead, Lou.
Thank you, Shelley. I've got two Acuras. I got a 2012 TL and a 2015 RDX. And when both of them hit around 60 miles an hour, the tachometer just jumps from like 1,000 to 2,000. And I'm just wondering, is that a software issue, or is it? It's the only time it really jumps on me, is when I get right around 60 to 65 miles an hour.
Yeah. Wow. You said it's a 14?
2012 and a 2015.
All right, somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah.
That's usually going to be caused by an electrical signal issue. That sounds like the sensors are malfunctioning, and it could also be a torque converter issue, which is often mistaken as a speedometer issue. So I would take it when it does it, it's going to leave a record in the system, and I would run to your Acura dealership and have them look at it with their equipment to see what the code is. And that's probably going to be one of those two issues.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it much.
Not a problem.
Thank you, Lou.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Kevin, we have just a couple minutes. We've got some calls coming in, and we're getting those questions, written down and everything. But I wanted to ask a question going back to when George Andrews called in. You kind of immediately knew that he had taken it to a non-dealership mechanic, right? One,
Yes.
How did you know so quickly is my first question. And based on how you knew so quickly, can you kind of fill us in as to why it's so important to go to a dealership, even if you're taking it there just to get a second opinion, if you will?
Well, yes. And the reason why I knew is because of it's a continuing, ongoing issue. And 90% of the times, that you have an ongoing issue and it's not being taken care of, it's because it's an independent. As a franchise dealership, we have millions upon millions of dollars invested into carrying that flag out front that says Ford, Chevy, Honda, Dodge, Lexus. Doesn't matter what the brand is. And we're not going to play games with the customer. We're going to find the problem. And we have the best equipment that's up to date from the manufacturer. If you bring a vehicle to my dealership at the Lexus store, we plug it in, and it could take hours, but everything gets downloaded to Lexus/Toyota. They are able to diagnose it and go the next level that even we can't. Also, the training that my guys get nonstop is tens of thousands of dollars a year on only our product. Think about that. You take it to a general shop and you got a guy that worked at a dealership one time 15 years ago, and now he's trying to remember 15 manufacturers, 200 different models, and he's having to go look it up every time. He doesn't have access to all of the resources, all of the training that we have. So that's how I can generally tell on how it's being handled after the fact. And you and I usually get the phone calls
Right.
when people are having trouble repeatedly and they're not getting their stuff taken care of right the first time.
Absolutely. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Those are the numbers to call. Kevin Deutsch, General Manager of Butler Lexus South Atlanta, with all of your automotive questions. We will be right back. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk.